Macroeconomics is a branch of economics that studies the behavior and performance of an economy as a whole, in contrast to microeconomics, which focuses on the behavior of individual agents such as consumers and firms. Macroeconomics examines economic variables and phenomena on a broader scale, seeking to understand and explain the functioning of the economy in aggregate terms. Evaluating the macroeconomics of a country involves analyzing various key variables and indicators that reflect the country's economic performance at an aggregate level. Here are some of the main aspects of macroeconomics that are considered in evaluating a country. Gross domestic product (GDP). GDP is a measure of the total value of all final goods and services produced in an economy during a specific period of time. It is often used as an indicator of the size and growth of the economy. GDP growth rate. The GDP growth rate measures the percentage change in GDP compared to a previous period. This rate reflects the pace of economic growth in the country. Positive growth indicates economic expansion, while negative growth indicates a recession. Unemployment rate. The unemployment rate is the proportion of the labor force that is unemployed and actively seeking employment. It reflects the health of the labor market and the country's ability to provide jobs for its population. Inflation. Inflation is the continuous and widespread increase in the prices of goods and services over time. It affects the purchasing power of the currency and can have significant implications for consumers and businesses. Keeping inflation under control is an important goal of macroeconomic policy. Interest rate. The interest rate is determined by monetary policy and affects the cost of credit and the return on investments. It plays a crucial role in stimulating or restraining economic activity, influencing the spending and investment decisions of firms and consumers. Trade balance. The trade balance is the difference between the value of a country's exports and imports of goods and services. It reflects the country's competitiveness and position in international trade, as well as its dependence on imported goods or exports to drive the economy. Fiscal and monetary policy. Fiscal policy refers to the use of government taxes and spending to influence the economy, while monetary policy involves managing the money supply and interest rates by the central bank. These policies aim to stimulate economic growth, control inflation, and promote financial stability. These are just a few examples of macroeconomic factors that are considered in evaluating a country. Macroeconomic analysis seeks to understand the interaction of these variables and the impacts they have on the economy as a whole, allowing for a broader assessment of a country's economic performance. To evaluate the microeconomics of each country, it is necessary to examine a range of indicators and variables that provide insights into the functioning of individual economic agents such as consumers, businesses, and specific sectors of the economy. Here are some ways to assess the microeconomics of a country. Consumer demand. Analyze consumption patterns and consumer preferences. This can be done through market research, sales data, information on consumption trends, and consumer behavior. Supply and competition. Evaluate the market structure in different sectors of the economy, identifying the presence of monopolies, oligopolies, or perfect competition. Consider factors such as the number of firms, entry of new competitors, product differentiation, and barriers to entry. Business investment. Observe the levels of investment by businesses, both in terms of physical capital such as machinery and equipment and research and development. This can indicate the degree of confidence entrepreneurs have in the economy and its growth potential. Labor market. Analyze indicators related to the labor market, such as employment rate, unemployment rate, wages, and working conditions. This will help understand employment dynamics and labor demand in different sectors. Government policies. Evaluate government policies that affect microeconomics, such as taxes, regulations, subsidies, and incentives. Consider how these policies influence the behavior of businesses and consumers, as well as the business environment. Key sectors of the economy. Analyze specific sectors of the economy that play a crucial role in the country, such as manufacturing industry, agriculture, financial services, or technology. Assess the health and competitiveness of these sectors, as well as their contribution to economic growth. Efficiency and productivity. Check the levels of efficiency and productivity in companies and sectors. Consider indicators such as the input-output ratio, technology utilization, and adoption of best management practices. Education and training. Consider the level of education and training of the workforce. Evaluate indicators such as literacy rate, formal education levels, vocational training, and specific skills needed to drive innovation and growth. International trade. Analyze the country's trade relations with other countries and economic blocs. Consider the balance between exports and imports, diversification of exported products, trade agreements, and international competitiveness. These factors provide a comprehensive assessment of the microeconomics of a country, shedding light on the performance and dynamics of its individual economic components. In summary, macroeconomics studies the economy as a whole, while microeconomics focuses on individuals and economic agents. When evaluating an economy, it is necessary to analyze macroeconomic indicators such as GDP, growth rate, unemployment, and inflation, as well as microeconomic indicators such as consumer demand, competition, and business investment. These analyses help understand the economic health of a country and make informed decisions to promote economic growth and stability.